Hi, my name's Attorney Ryan Locke. I represent people who have been injured and people who have been unfairly convicted from my office in Atlanta, Georgia. I want to talk to you today about uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. Now, this is insurance that you buy in case someone hits you who does not have motor insurance or does not have enough. Now, oftentimes, this insurance, uninsured motorist coverage, is very cheap. But a lot of people will not get it because they think they can save a bit of money on their car insurance bill. And they worry that they'll never actually use the coverage. And hopefully that's true. But if you're in a wreck where the other person has no insurance or doesn't have enough, then you're really going to need it. Now, let me talk about a couple examples where we've relied on uninsured motorist coverage for our own clients. One example is when the other driver has no insurance. Now, obviously, Georgia law requires every driver to have at least $25,000 in liability coverage. That's in case you hit someone else. Your insurance company will pay for the damage you cause. But sometimes people don't have insurance and they drive anyway. Or they think they had the insurance, but they forgot to pay the insurance that month and it gets canceled. Well, if someone's driving around without insurance and hits you, the only way to get money to pay for your medical bills and pain and suffering and all that is by making a claim on your own uninsured motorist coverage or suing that other person personally. Suing people personally is usually a bad idea because it's difficult to collect whatever judgment you'd get. And most attorneys won't work on contingency unless there's insurance involved. Simply because if there's no insurance company, then there's probably not a lot of money to collect off the judgment. Another example when you would want underinsured motorist coverage is if another person hits you and they have insurance, but they don't have enough. We had a client once who was riding on a motorcycle, and another woman hit him, and he severely injured his foot. He required multiple surgeries, and his medical bills ended up being around $600,000. Well, the woman who hit him had $25,000 in insurance coverage, which her insurance company sent a check for almost immediately. Well, $25,000 doesn't really help you if you have medical bills of $600,000. So what did he do? He made a claim on his uninsured motorist coverage. And he had almost $1 million of uninsured motorist coverage because of the way that the insurance was structured. Now, that's great. That insurance paid his medical bills and put money in his pocket for his lost wages and pain and suffering and that kind of thing. If he didn't have any uninsured motorist coverage, he'd be stuck. Maybe he could pay the medical bills. Maybe he could negotiate the medical bills down to pay with the $25,000. But he certainly wouldn't put any money in his pocket. And he may even walk away with medical debt, depending on if the providers want to play ball. Uninsured motorist coverage is so important to prevent these situations. Now, you can get coverage from your own insurance, right? That's the insurance that you bought. But you can also be covered by adults that are adult relatives who you live with. And that's called the resident relative rule. So for example, if my brother came to live with me for a couple months, he would be covered by my own uninsured motorist coverage, even though I don't add him to it. And the reason why is because it's more likely that when relatives live together that they'll drive each other's cars. And it's a general Georgia policy that we want insurance coverage when people are driving around. So, when you're buying your own insurance, you should definitely buy uninsured motorist coverage. And if you need more uninsured motorist coverage than what you have, or if you didn't buy it but now need it, you can look to see if they are covered on anyone else's policy, particularly adult relatives who you live with. I hope this video was helpful to you. Please like and subscribe if you want to hear more personal injury topics. If you have any other questions, leave them in a comment, send them to me in an email. It's in the description. I really appreciate you watching. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.